Hey, did anyone remember that one Jack in the Pack character named Buster? I really like this character. So, let's get to the backstory of him. So, Buster's personality is this. He is a kind, polite steamroller that really loves doing his job. And I really like it. To be honest, I don't even know why people don't like Buster for some reason. I think he's actually a really good character. I mean, in Buster and the Moles, he actually just flattered all the moles, and he had fun doing it. Now, if this was George, sure he'll be grumpy about it. But I don't care. I like George as well, but I think Buster was a fantastic decision. So I think what the writers did for Buster was a quick thinking because I didn't think George would be a great member for the pack. Well, just in my opinion. But still, I guess that's all you got to say for a character that is Buster. Shame that he didn't appear in the CGI series, because I really liked to see him in the CGI series, to be honest. But I'm not talking about his character today, I'm talking about his TrackMaster model. Now, the TrackMaster model is pretty of an interesting story. Everything about the TrackMaster model is nearly mint in condition, except for one thing. Do you guess what that is? Yep, pretty much. The front part of it is red, which is supposed to be black. However, for the prototype version, it was supposed to be black. However, this had to be rushed, so they ended up not just continuing with it, which is a shame. But other than that, Buster is a fantastic model. So basically, Buster's model. Now, Buster is the hardest Jack in the Pack member to find in the TrackMaster range. Well, or maybe it's Kelly or Oliver, I'm not too sure. So, unlike Monty, who was only released in Poland, but somehow he was released in the UK one time, was Buster sent all the way around the world? Well, sort of, but not really, to be honest, because when they were making the TrackMaster pack members, Hit Toys Company thought it would be funny and hilarious if they only released Buster in the UK, but only in one part of the UK, and that is London. Okay, maybe it's my theory, but I'm not too sure. But if you guys tell me if you do have a Trackmaster Buster, that is, they got him from not from London, please get in contact with me. But anyways, so my theory is that he was never released in Scotland or England. Yeah, this is more frustrating because I'm from Scotland. So yeah, which means it's going to, so less people like me are going to have a hard time finding a Trackmaster Buster, let alone in good condition like this one, because sometimes on eBay, some Trackmaster Busters don't even have the riffs, because I'll get to that in a bit. And I believe the only place you could get a Buster is at Toys R Us. Here's why. Here's my theory. So, where I got some of my pack members, except for Ned, Max, and Monty, I got them from a little shop in Butlins, and I really love that shop because they had Thomas section and they had nearly all the pack members and even one of the pack DVDs, so I managed to get those. Yeah, for some reason they did not have a Buster for some reason, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm okay with it, I guess. So yeah, that's basically it. They only sold him in toy shops for some reason. Well, by all toy shops, I mean Toys R Us, which kind of sucks, but Who cares? And because of this, a few people actually own a TrackMaster Buster. I could literally give you everybody on the internet who has a TrackMaster Buster as we speak, right now. Tons of TrackMaster. In fact, tons of TrackMaster actually own two Busters, which is a bit of a surprise to be honest, but ain't good for him. The Train Club, he owns one TrackMaster Buster. TrackMaster produces 2016. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name. He owns a TrackMaster Buster, however, he's missing a roof for some reason. I don't blame him. Sometimes they fall pretty easy. TTNP Studio, he owns a TrackMaster Buster, which is pretty nice for him. And finally, on YouTube, we have Team Zug. And you guys could be like this. What's that? I own a TrackMaster Buster? So, yes, I actually own one now, but it's not here yet. So you're gonna ask me, Zug, how did it happen? Well, basically, here's the backstory. So I was on eBay and I found this eBay bid of a TrackMaster Buster in mint condition. Basically, it was cost £25. Normally, it would probably be a bad deal, but considering that, well, it was the only cheap Buster available, I didn't have a choice. I won the bid, and yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. There was another Buster, but it was missing the roof. Fun fact, you know the Buster I showed you earlier with the picture I mentioned about the missing roofs? That was the exact same Buster that was on the eBay. Not the one I won, but the other one that I just mentioned right now. So that's pretty interesting. But anyways, so here's my theory. Why Buster did not sell well in the UK. Well, a few things really. One, his roof. For some reason, Hit decided to just don't glue the roof together, which was a bad decision in my opinion. Because if they had glued the roof, maybe Buster would have sold pretty well. Come to think of it, I think they just reused Trevor's back for Buster. So yeah, that's basically one of the reasons why Buster did not sell well in the UK. A second reason why I don't think Buster sold that well is this thing. Because I think this thing actually gets caught by the ground, as you can see here. So, which makes this wheel hard to move. And yeah, and plus most of his decals are stickers, to be honest. So yeah. And one more thing, the last reason why I think he didn't sell that well is because kids don't know that much about Buster. I mean, he wasn't seen in season 6. That was because his model was under construction during that time and wasn't ready yet. So yeah. If only Hit did not cancel the pack, maybe kids could see Buster more often. Sadly, this was the only Buster toy range that Buster was in. He was never made in Wooden Railway. He was never made in Take Along for some reason. And he probably wasn't made Diago Steams or Erdl or Nakayoshi or Bandai. And I don't get it. They could just reuse that George and pay him red. I mean, they are the same bases. Don't believe me? Check the wiki. But that's just me nitpicking, I guess. However, he was released again in TrackMaster, this time by Fisher Price. and they were supporting their cancelled episode, Snow Rescue, and that is super hard to find as well. I'll show you a picture of it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Snowstorm Buster, and this looks pretty good. Wish Snow Rescue was not cancelled from the pack. Maybe because it might sell that, well, much more. It's just my opinion. So, in conclusion, I think the TrackMaster Buster was a fantastic version of Buster. It does have a few flaws. Most of them came of Hit's last decision, but the design and concept of him was pretty fun. It handled well in my opinion. I wish Buster was seen in the CGI series, but who knows, maybe one day in season 27 they'll go back to the show's roots, and maybe they'll bring him back. We'll see. I will be making an unboxing video of my TrackMaster Buster, so look out for that. This is Team Silk signing out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out and goodbye.